Today I have so many goodies to share with you, and I'm trying so hard not to jump all over the place. But here we talk about mainly crochet. I love crafting so much. If you haven't visited my channel before, if you have, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. But today has so much going on. And in Alabama right now, we're in the beginning of December. It's murky, it's rainy, it's yucky. I think I've had 2 cups of tea already. It's just one of those kind of days. But one good thing is that it's quiet. I don't even have to do laundry right now. How is that? I don't know, but I don't even have to do laundry right now, so it's very quiet. Loving it. So let me try to begin by saying I've heard you, I've been listening, and I've been trying. I am now on the edits for 2 videos, that being the I Smell Snow beanie, inspired by the Gilmore Girls. Yeah, so I have finished the second beanie for it. We'll talk about that construction in just a bit. And y'all, making tutorials is not easy. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of editing. And I thought vlogging was a lot of editing. Oh my goodness. So that's going to lead me into another topic. I'm going to go ahead, put it out there right now. Next year, I have a whole nother focus. I was sitting down thinking about things that I want to do, things that I want to change. Not that I really feel like a lot of things need to change, because here it's just me and you chit-chatting, right? That's all it is. It's just us hanging out, talking about crafts. But next year, I don't really want it to be all about me. If you notice, and I mentioned in the last I talk with my hands a lot, wow. I mentioned in the last podcast that I had some promised projects. So I had promised my daughters I would make them this and that and this and that. And I've already knocked 2 off. And I have 1 more to go. But that's the thing. It's a promised project. It's not about me. And in general, because people are so picky and people change their mind, and I buy more pricier yarn, a little bit more expensive yarn, I want to make sure when I make something for someone, it is exactly what they want, because it'll be a waste of time, and it'll be a waste of material, it'll be a waste of money. And that makes me sad, because it makes it feel like all my hard work is a waste. But at the same time, I enjoyed making this for my baby. I enjoyed making the hexagon cardigan for Nina. Like, I really enjoyed making it. I'm not enjoying making that granny square bag for Genesis. And we talked about that too. Her weaving in the ends of all those squares. But we'll get into that another time. But all of that to say, next year I really want my focus to be on others. I really want my focus to be on, for instance, I've shared several things because I'm a freestyle crocheter. I've shared several things and have had a lot of requests on how to make it. Like this one, you know. And I'm not the best at tutorials, but I can give it a go. I can give it a try for you. So that's what my focus is going to be on next year, sharing. And so I plan to upload less vlogs and more tutorials for things that I like. So every now and then, I'm not going to say when and how. And 2, my priorities have changed just a little bit, in a good way. I know that I'm not going to have as much time to vlog, because editing a vlog, even though it might not seem like it, it takes a while. So I would rather spend more of that time on sharing something with you that you may want to do, as opposed to just editing, chit chat, and making stuff cute, you know. So I'm going to be more or less sharing. Why does that look so funny? There we go. I'm going to be more or less sharing how to make whatever it is I've been working on and making. Like this I Smell Snow beanie. So anyways, the beanie. So the first one that I made, there is some difference in it. And then this one. So the first one that I made, all of this is lady dye yarn. I held mohair double with it. I actually worked the brim first, and then the head portion Here I work the head portion first and then the brim, and also I close them differently. So for this one, I just use a typical closure where you go around with a yarn needle, pull it tight, cinch it tight, and then, you know, sew in the pom-pom. And then sew in the pom-pom and pulling all of that into this side, tighten it, you know, tie a knot and go on. And this one I use more of the fold over, and you can see it here when I hold it up because it has this crease. It won't have that when you actually put it on your head, but using that fold over method that I saw that Cozy Fox use in the make along that she had. Y'all, this is so cute. The make along that she had for her ugly square beanie. Is that not adorable? Is it not adorable? I love this, love, 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 love this beanie. And I decided actually when I made this, I wasn't really making it for myself. I was making it for my daughter Genesis. So I thought when I started, I thought I'd make it for myself, and that's what I was saying in the tutorial, but I ended up making it just a little bit larger because my head is really small for my daughter Genesis. Like, you know, you turn off the camera and you do a few rows, and I was like, you know what, Genesis would really love this color because she's kind of into grandpa core, you know, and grandma core, so she'd really like it. But anyways, this one, actually, the construction is just slightly different, wherein I made the head portion first, and like I mentioned, that fold over is different here. But when you make the beanie from the tutorial, you can close it any way that you want. This is really pretty. And also I used a superwash merino wool, and as you can tell, the stitch definition doesn't quite pop as this DK does, because this actually was a lighter DK, and this is an Ella Ray 100% superwash merino that I bought just for the tutorial to mimic more of the beanie that Lorelai wore. And I'm just not a model, you guys. I'm gonna have to put it on my daughter and take some pictures of her for you to really see how super cute it is. But it was nice to finally have finished that. I'm on the edits. I remember telling you guys that I was going to work with the Knit Crate yarn. It is 100%. It's 100% merino and the color clay pot. But I'm not exactly sure why. It's supposed to be a DK. The stitch definition is very nice, but I prefer this more for a shirt than I do a beanie. It's so hard. How do I explain why? In my opinion, it looks like it wants to have a sheen. You see that? It just, I don't know. It looks matte on camera, but in person it's, for some reason, it could just be reminding me of something else. But it just has this almost sheen looking. I'm not too crazy about it as a beanie. I am going to finish it. I am going to finish it for myself because I love the color of this clay pot, but I don't know. It just wasn't doing it for me. And also, it's not a true DK either. It's on the lighter side. So really think about that if you decide to make the I Smell Snow beanie, because you want a true DK for those stitches to really, really pop, in my opinion. And another thing that I'm working on, because I want to keep my promise for 2023, the promise makes is I promised that I would make a sock tutorial for my crochet vanilla sock, in which I use a squishy toe method. That's just what I call it, because I really like the way half double crochet stitches feel on my toes. I like the extra squish when it's with a sock yarn. It's a little bit more plump than fingering weight. And so also I like the design of the half double crochet when I turn it inside out. Here, isn't that pretty? I really like that. And so the red that you're seeing here is actually from my local yarn store, which is soon to close, Thread Fabric. And I think it didn't even have the contents, but I believe I asked and they said it was 100% superwash merino, if I'm not mistaken. So it was just a little mini skein. And then the other colorway that you're seeing here is Peppermint Crush by Threads by Megan Nicole. And it's so squishy, so soft. I can't put it down. I think some fibers are floating. But it's so beautiful. So beautiful. I really like this yarn. And I am not able to make socks because it's such a long project. I'm not able to make socks unless I love the feel of the yarn. I can't do it because if it feels too harsh, I just don't enjoy it and it really dries my hands out. So I'm working on this tutorial, which is taking some time, and I am working 2 at a time. But I'm working on that tutorial, editing this one. And I really hope you like it. The next thing is very special that I want to share with you. I received in the mail just, yesterday? Was it yesterday? This adorable Maya and the Bee box, but if you notice, it's not in English. From one of my fiber buddies, a sweet fiber friends that I've mentioned before. That would be Sunbird Crochet. That's Claudia. She's from Germany, and she sent me the cutest, sweetest care package. And yes, I have already opened it. I have permission to share. I could share everything, but it would take a minute. I might just put a few pictures up. But what I mainly want to talk about is the yarn. So, Claudia, when I read the label of this first one, I said, yay! First, this is German yarn. I'm so excited to use it. So I have Real, True, and Tried. Don't expect me to be able to pronounce anything. My Spanish is much better, but in German. So excited. And so, like I said, when I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's wool. But then I saw, oh, it's super washed. Yay! So I can actually use it without having so many itchy. So thank you so much. Now, y'all know this looks like me, right? Yeah, right? I mean, look, right? Now watch this. She knows me so well. Then I see this. Ah! I'm so excited. Look at how beautiful it is. I am so excited to work with this yarn. Look at these colors. Oh my goodness. And no itchies. So beautiful. Do you see the speckles? Do you see that? It's so beautiful. It's like happiness and sunshine. I've got the corals I love and the orange I love. This is so pretty. And the yellows and the speckles. Gorgeous. And I was just saying, and I will not take it back, that I don't watch a lot of international podcasts because I get bad yarn envy. Even watching Claudia, she ordered from, is it Filati? I forget the name of the company. And I did. I waited till they had a really good sale. The shipping was still, whoo. But I ordered from them and the yarn is gorgeous. They have some very nice yarns overseas. But the shipping can kill you. So, thank you. I feel so spoiled and so happy. There's a very sweet card in here for me that I will not read because it's for me. But she also included stitch markers. And they are so cute. I love birds. Claudia, I don't know if you knew that. And I know it looks like your sunbird, but I love birds. I'm actually expecting my sister to purchase me one. She made me promise that I would not buy one myself. She said she would buy me one, so I'm waiting. but these are really nice. And she also has this super cute pen. I know Claudia's a part of the crochet clan, and so I have a picture up so you can see it a lot better. And it has that that cute little sheep. And clan makes me think of Scottish and German. And there are more charms that she included. They're really cute too. I love the tree. These are, you already know that I'm going to make stitch markers with these. This is so nice. So nice. But I love, love, love my treats. There was one more color, which is so fall. I thought it was so, I love purple and golds together. And I've never mentioned it. I usually talk about coral and autumn colors, but I think this is part of the autumn color that I'm feeling. Whatever these is, I know that I can get at least like a full set of socks in this one. And if not a full set, definitely shorties. So I can definitely get shorties in this. I'm so excited. Claudia, that was so sweet of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And you know I have been on a big sock kick. I plan to make a pair of socks every month. Even if they're not for me, I'm making a pair of socks every month. Speaking of not making for me, she also included tea. I'm so excited. And the tea is a cranberry raspberry infusion. Thank you so much. Aww. You know how you feel like I don't deserve it, and then you think about it. Yes, I do, because my friend thought that I did. Thank you, Claudia. You're so sweet. I'm too excited. So those are some future socks in the make and some future makes in the make. So on to whips. I love it so much. I'm still working on my swancho. I did not leave a stitch marker where I left off. My goodness, I didn't leave it. But I think I may have left off right around here the last time that we had a little chit chat. And so you can go back, and I'll put above me the previous link to where I talk about all the different yarns, lady dye yarns, and a yarn I found on eBay that's like a mohair, paper crane yarns, apothecary yarns, Berocco yarns, universal bamboo pop yarn, and I forgot one. It was a Lion brand, kind of a blush pink, and that's that Berocco right there. So there are, I think, 7 different yarns. So squishy, so soft, so light. So light. And I know it doesn't look like it. And this is the fabric that I absolutely love winter months. November, December, January. Even though it's not as heavy, it's not heavy at all, because they're all DK weights. Even though it's not as heavy as I would like it to be, absolutely love it. Can't talk enough about it, but I will stop talking about it now. So I will give you updates on that more often than not. So next year, hopefully, I'll do a much better job in sharing with you what I'm learning while I'm making. I guess I'm thinking more of doing more studio type of sharing. I think that's what I'm trying to say, through tutorials. So tell you what my thoughts are while I'm making a tutorial. I think that'll be fun. And another thing that we have coming up is the 12 Days of Yarn, my winter advent event. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to do that. I love to have unboxings right before a season changes. So that really encourages me to make something for that season, and it makes it a bit memorable. Another one that's a bit out of the box, I mentioned a very long time ago that I was working on something. This was a long time ago, like all the way in the spring, and it did not work out. I was working on making a handkerchief top for someone, and the yarn, I used a natural yarn, a natural fiber for me, and I think that's why it worked out better. It didn't work out as well with the acrylic. It's so hard for me to explain why. So it was actually my sister that had requested it for someone else. It didn't work out. So I took that same yarn and decided to make a blanket for her son. And she said his room is like this kind of color orange, which isn't really showing up showing on camera. It's a dark kind of burnt orange, and it is one of my favorite yarns. It is an acrylic. It's a big twist. It's a big twist, soft. Oh, it feels so good. So it's 100% acrylic. I love this yarn. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm making my nephew Dalen a blanket, and you can see here that I was working with the alpine stitch. And that's all. I'm just using, oh, and this is Premier Just Yarn, just for a little contrast in color. But that's where I am with that. And future makes for myself will be based on the advent calendar that I'll be unboxing, as well as wanting to go ahead and use some chunkier yarns. And some of those chunkier yarns are the billow that I purchased last year from We Crochet, and I'm just want to make a simple infinity cowl with that. And I also have some Rossetti yarn from Universal Yarns. I have 4 of these, and they are a bulky weight. I am not sure. I think the pattern that I want to use with this, I forget what it's called, but Claudia has a pattern where it's kind of an interwoven, almost like square links like this, in a sense, is what it looks like. I think that's what I want to use for this. I think it would be perfect for it, and I want it pretty big too. And she uses a chunky yarn for it. And then I still haven't decided, because I want to use all my chunky yarns this year to replace scarves that I lost when we had a mold outbreak, or whatever you want to call it. And I want my chunky yarn. I want my, oh, it said I was running out of space again. Sorry, y'all. So I wanted to work with this billow yarn. I don't know where I left off. I think I left off talking about, I'm not sure what I wanted to do with this Kozo yarn. I just don't know what I want to do. I thought about making kind of a brioche. Maybe a brioche. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that I am going to complete this winter my Cinnamon Swirl Stole. This pattern is by Universal Yarns, and their 12 Days of Yarn for 2021. I want to finish that, and I think I'm all caught up on everything I wanted to share today. So that is all. That's all. That's it. That's everything. I still have other whips I have to work on that I shared previously. Some of them I've deconstructed and just rewound the yarn, and I'm just not going to do them. But one promised project was I did want to finish my mom's poncho. She's just not in a hurry for it, but I do want to finish that. And that's it. Genesis bag, and that's really all I'm going to work on. So I hope you're looking forward to 12 Days of Yarn unboxing, because it's next to come, and remembering that next year I won't be making very many vlogs. I'll be making more tutorials. So that's all I have to share with you today. I really appreciate you dropping by and checking me out, and hopefully I'll see you very, very soon in the next one for the unboxing. Okay, y'all take care. Bye-bye.